Have you ever noticed that on radio, it just feels like every commercial that comes on is call me at 1-800-XXXXXX. Well, not XXX. If you've been in a car wreck, it's insane. But I remember a time when all of those ads, on urban radio at least, were hip hop club ads. I loved it. There was a new commercial every week for every different club, and I got my piece of that pie. But these ads for attorneys are different. I want to talk about that. I'm Dane Reid, the voiceover guy. Let's talk about why attorney ads are dominating the radio. They're dominating, son.
Find your path to recovery today.
So if you remember radio from 10 or 15 years ago, then you remember how ads used to be. Like I mentioned before, there were club ads like everywhere. I used to produce these, listen back to them, and then go to the same clubs that I used to produce the club commercials for. And it was exciting. But eventually, the size of these clubs, the attendance made it so that people just weren't coming to the clubs as much. So to run $30,000 worth of ads in 1 month just didn't make good financial sense for a club that only fit 500 people as opposed to 5,000 people or 2,000 people. So the radio stations had to make an adjustment. That adjustment was looking for new clientele. And who filled that void? People with deep pockets. Those were attorneys. I don't think a lot of people understand like how deep of pockets these attorneys have. And it's almost not a risk to put $30,000 into radio advertising in a month. I mean, how bad are you people driving? Clearly, really badly. Because they are really doing well. Look, I got attorneys that I follow on Instagram who are driving all kinds of Maseratis, Range Rovers, Hummers, and being courtside at the Knicks and Hawks games. And I know the Knicks, Hawks, they're not the same. Just work with me here. But they're courtside at the basketball games, and they're rubbing shoulders with the celebrities and everything like that. They're living good because y'all drive so badly. And it's not a risk for them to put $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month into radio ads. And the radio stations, of course, they love it because there's a void in radio advertising. Look, a lot of people aren't listening to radio like they used to. I mean, it's not really a secret. The truth of the matter is, for attorneys, they really only need one good phone call. So let's say they put the money into radio ads. They get one phone call. Miss Johnson broke her neck and back. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put it. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
My neck and my back.
Miss Johnson broke her neck and her back in a car wreck. Miss Johnson is due for a huge payout, $500,000. I mean, she's messed up. She gets that payment. The attorney takes their fee, 40, 50%. The attorney is rolling in it. $250,000 that covers their ad on the radio. That's why they're dominating. That's why they're willing to put in the money that they put into radio ads every month. It makes good financial sense. These ads range from very straightforward, the button up, yes, I'm attorney Kenneth, da-da-da-da-da-da. Sorry to any attorney that may be named Kenneth. But these attorneys go from that guy to the very grandfatherly, sympathetic guy on the air to, the sister girl who has her radio ads because she's trying to get all the sister girls. Some of them are even dissing each other on the radio. Can you imagine that? Like, attorneys are like dissing other commercials that are made by other attorney firms. Like, that's crazy. But that's the competitive landscape. You got to stand out. You got people who are rapping in their commercials. Then you got the attorneys that say, you're not going to find me rapping or singing or making ads with music, I'm here to get you a settlement. You got ones that are undercutting each other in terms of their fees. I'm the my 15% guy. And then you got the obnoxious, loud, I'm gonna bite you on every single commercial guy. And for people who are listening to these ads, it can be incredibly confusing because the time that you get into a car wreck, you're in your car listening to all of these ads, you're probably not in a good space to make great decisions. So how do you determine based on ads? None of these ads feel good to me personally. I have a confession though. I'm actually one of the guys who makes attorney ads. And when I approach these ads, I think about them as differently as possible, but still producing ads that get the respect and the attention of the people who are listening on the radio. And the reason for that is because you got to get attention. You got to get attention. You got to get attention. You see, there are so many of these ads that you got to stand out. But at the same time, you also got to sound serious about your business. You have to sound like you're going to get results in court. That's a very delicate line to walk on. And you can go either way. You can tip left, right, and fall over on either side. In making these ads, I got to employ the same kind of creativity that I used to when I did club ads, with a lot less elements and a lot more thought. Listen, law firms don't just advertise seasonally, and I suspect that they're not going anywhere because they are definitely feeding the bottom line of stations that are often struggling in order to get people to advertise on their station. Law firms get it. They know that repetition matters. They know that people are listening in the same place that they may actually have an accident and have a need to pick up the phone and call them. And through repetition, that one ad stands out. And so they're dominating the airways because people like me are willing to make the ads, and people like you are willing to sing along and to call them in your time of need. Why are they dominating? Because they can, and because nobody else is filling the void in the same way that they are. These were just my thoughts on attorneys and their advertising habits and the direction that radio is turning to in order to fill the financial void that's been left by club commercials and car ads and lower listenership and corporate greed. Yes, corporate greed. I left that for last, but maybe it should be first. I'm Dane Reid, the voiceover guy. If you like this kind of content, please leave your thoughts in the comments and like and subscribe. Oh, and share with somebody, because more people watching, liking, subscribing, sending to more people, sharing is caring. I'm Dane Reid, the voiceover guy. If you need an attorney, I'm not your guy. If you need a voiceover guy, go to www.danereidmedia.com and I will check you out there. Leave me a message. Peace. I'm gone. Look, it's following me. Wait, I can stop now.